Proverbs 31, starting in verse 25. This is in the Amplified Version of the Bible. Strength and dignity are her clothing, and her position is strong and secure. And she smiles at the future, knowing that she and her family are prepared. She opens her mouth in skillful and godly wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue, giving counsel and instruction. She looks well to how things will go in her household, and she does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children rise up and call her blessed, happy, prosperous, to be admired. Her husband also, and he praises her, saying, "Many daughters have done nobly and well, with the strength of character that is steadfast in goodness, but you excel them all. Charm and grace are deceptive and superficial. Beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord, reverently worshiping, obeying, serving, trusting him with awe-filled spirit, she shall be praised." We all have stories, and yes, so do I. I'm going to share some of the moms who played an important role in my development, and ask that you do, if you have some moms and mom figures in your life, that you think about them as well. Think about the moms or your mom who had influence for just a moment on your life. What did you learn from them that has helped you to be the person that you are today? I've been blessed throughout my life to be surrounded by godly moms, ladies who pointed me to Christ and his love and strength, and not my own abilities. There are many who have had input and influence on our lives. For the most part, we may not realize this until it's too late. Too late to thank them for what they meant and how they impacted our lives. How children were raised in my era is quite different from what I see today. Children were not overly praised for accomplishments in my youth. I've had a saying for years when I was raising my boys, that I was trying to keep them between the ditches. I like to let them expand and do things differently, not just try to make them do exactly what their dad did. So I'll try to let them venture off from the natural norm, but tried to make sure that they were safe and secure. My mom had a lot of practice in doing that, as I was one to push the boundaries in life. My mom was also she was more likely to correct me when I was singing because I had sang a wrong note or because I was off key. She wasn't necessarily going to encourage me and tell me that it sounded good to avoid hurting my feelings. Some would say that moms back then were keeping it real, and it was real. There was no time for fake or superficial stuff. In my childhood, other moms were very giving of their love and time. They weren't just centrally focused on their own children. They were available as a community to be the extra set of arms or ears when needed, kind of like you see in church families. My mom was an ever-present person in my life from as far as I can remember to the day she left this life. We butted heads on multiple occasions. But I think that brought some growth in me, in a sense of asking why and different things in life. I'm inquisitive. And it was safe to do it with my mom because I never had to worry about whether she would stop loving me or not. It was a really safe environment to do that. So no matter the outcome, I didn't have to worry about that love that came from my mom. Young parents, I would encourage you to let your youngsters expand and explore. The lessons may not be understood at this moment, but it may be those moments that become life-directing opportunities down the road in their lives. More than any other person, my mom had my back. My mom saw and helped pull me out of one of the darkest times in my life. My mom made some pretty serious mistakes, as have I. She was strong and in her own way, loving. Never the overbearing, ooey-gooey type. That was not my mom, but always present. She lived through heartache of losing a son who was in the first year of college, and then her husband, my dad, when she was only 61. She would spend her golden years without her mate, but made many friends through her church family. I've seen this repeated in many churches that I've served in. Ladies and men who lost spouses yet found family and comfort in the body of believers called the church. I would imagine if you grew up in the South and in church, you probably were like me and had many mom-type influences in your life. Ladies that none who watch this will know, but each played a part in who I am today. Early on, there was a lady named Mrs. Louise Shows who never had children of her own, but that never prevented her from showing tender love to all of the youngsters in our church. Aunt Rena Booty, Mrs. Meveline Gilcrease, and Mrs. Betty Beebe were women who loved and worked with all the children in our church in our early life, but also knew how to discipline a hard-headed boy like me. In my late teen years, Mrs. Sybil Mesh became a second mom to me, and then later I would learn how to be loved as a son-in-law by Mrs. Lois Judge. The love that I saw these two women give was astounding. They were ladies who loved and nurtured all who came into their homes. Their hearts were golden. In my life now, my wife Becky took on the task of marrying me, but also becoming a stepmom to 3 teenage boys. I learned a different type of love in watching her love those 3, and in her own way, and then that love becoming a great relationship that it is today. I've watched my 3 daughter-in-laws become moms, each very different, yet lovingly determined in their individual ways to be great moms. I've seen grandmothers take on the role of a parent again when a grandchild comes to live with them and they are faced with the challenge and blessing of raising a child in their senior years. I've seen a lady become a mom, not by natural birth, but by the gift of adoption. The heart of a mom is something that is so unique that it just can't be duplicated. You see, there's just not one path to motherhood. As a man, a husband, and a dad, I can only see the impact or effects of motherhood on others. As Mother's Day approaches, who are those in your life that have helped you get to where you are today? I bet you have special stories that you could share with those special moms in your life. If they are still here, let them know. If not, write your thoughts down. Regardless, the main thing is to honor and acknowledge those who have helped you get to where you are now. There have been many moms who have paid into who I am today. To be a good man, husband, and dad, you can't just be one-sided in how you act or think. I think that's many reasons why God created man and woman. We are so different. And that difference can be a positive, unique influence on a child. A mom has a different perspective on life than a man does. A godly mom can be an amazing resource for sound guidance and instruction in life. All of these women and many more helped me be who I am today, a man who is still learning, but who is better off having had them pour into my life at one time or another. See, I'm an observer. I watch people's interaction with one another, especially children with their parents. I'm not a person who thinks I have it figured out, because I surely don't. God is still working in and through me and will be till the day I die. He is molding me to be more Christ-like and be used for His service. Moms are no different, whether you're a new mom for the first time, the mom of teenage, or whether you're the mom of senior adults. Moms are still learning how to give, to lead, to love. As life changes, there's one thing that doesn't: a mom's love. It may take a different role, but it will always be there. So at this time of the year, we honor moms. I say to each of them, whether here or in heaven, thank you for your unselfish and giving of yourself. Happy Mother's Day.